Think back to your childhood. Was there a farm that you had access to and that played a significant role in your life? Yes is the common response in the US and globally. Is that place still available? For many of us, the answer is no. Soon across the United States, we'll be preparing for Thanksgiving feasts. Most Americans will shop for these feasts in contemporary grocery stores stocked with industrial foods. These foods are less good for us and are tied to significant environmental harm. We live in this world with you, and we have decided to try applying systems thinking to create change in this food system and in our lives. In the summer of 2009, as oil prices spiked across this nation, lettuce from California was more expensive in our grocery store than our local organic lettuce grown here in Vermont. We believe sustainable farming will advance from its current niche market status to being the way the world feeds itself. My partner Laura and I believe that we could carry our own wealth of experience from nonprofit careers with us and succeed in a mid-career change that would enable us to scratch our entrepreneurial itch, pursue our passions, and generate income. As for what inspired us, it is a complex weave. We were drawn to the geography and culture of Vermont and to our loved ones, especially elders, who live here. We are intrigued and excited about farming, and we feel that contributing to a healthy food system is critical to 21st century environmental conservation. Getting laid off was also pivotal. We might still be enjoying our life as nonprofit executives in Washington, D.C., if that change had not occurred. We are trying to actively experiment with our belief that it is possible to produce and sell at a profit tasty, fresh food, using no pesticides, herbicides, or fungicides, and limited fossil fuel inputs, while harnessing the power of a highly diversified system, mimicking natural systems where there's no waste, and maximizing the use of local talents where there are great efficiencies. We believe it's possible to sustain and share Vermont's beautiful legacy, connecting people with this special place, using old-fashioned methods like hand milking, while using leading-edge technologies to make our efforts more successful and to transfer the ambient intimacy of this farm to anyone who might be interested. We also believe that using system thinking can support our success. For example, ensuring that every farm function is supported by many elements, redundancy, and designing so that each element is chosen and placed so that it performs as many functions as possible. And finally, enabling the magic from all these interconnected elements, together creating value, such that what we achieve and share is far more significant than the sum of the parts of this modest farm. We believe that if we measure our success against a complex bottom line, we will be supported to transform contemporary agriculture. We start with an extractive linear model, importing fertility through to shipping out products. We intend to bend the food system back into a full circle, starting with compost and seeds, and never ending as product residuals are deliberately blended back into compost. We are farming. For some it appears we're farming pigs and goats and sheep and chickens and turkeys, 40 or so vegetables, and increasing numbers of fruits each year. We rotate pasture, mimic nature, having poultry follow hooved animals, and birthing on pasture or in natural social groups. When possible, we slaughter and butcher these animals here on our farm. We sell these products to our neighbors and share knowledge freely and reciprocally with an advanced community of farmers equally committed to sustaining and restoring. We are providing the majority of calories for 25 individuals all year long, and more who sample occasionally. While all that is true for how we farm, it also feels like we're farming relationships, relating humbly to the seasons, climate, and weather, plugging in responsibly to the water systems, and ensuring our practices keep nearby mountain stream biodiversity intact and keep leaching nutrients from entering the watershed. We are deepening our understanding of group dynamics within our flocks and herds, staff and customers, and as a couple. We're sharing reciprocally with our neighbors and fitting into and changing our community. We are relating with awe and exasperation to the fleeting nature of time and trying to accept its paradoxical feedback that we will need to slow down to experience more of this precious resource. The most surprising thing is I've gained empathy for an industrial food system. Forcing a female pig to lie prostrate continuously to birth and nurture her young ones cannot be excused. But watch 5 out of a litter of 11 pigs succumb to the ordinary challenges of birthing, especially the 600-pound mama's inadvertent stepping or smushing of her newly emerged butternut squash-sized piglets. Within that, I found empathy for what I abhorred. What can this unexpected empathy produce? Also, it's surprising that cyclical work can be unsatisfying. We feed and water animals. 12 hours later, they need the same thing again. We weed a row. 2 weeks later, it's back in the weeds. Same as all of us at home. Cook a meal and it's gone. Clean dishes only to find them dirty again. But somewhere here, there gets to be a rhythm and patterns. All of this can be rich fodder for learning, comfort, and inspiration. Still, for me, it's been a surprise to see how much I have to manage my mood through these repeated oscillations. So it's proved to be an organic live study of systems. There's still occasions for theoretical, but 24/7 there are raw experiences when we absorb awareness through our skin. Natural systems are so close that we begin to have what Gregory Bates and others talk of as systemic wisdom. We're reminded of the shockingly obvious truth that systemic wisdom doesn't only reside in indigenous cultures and traditional farming communities, but in all of us. We've essentially set ourselves up for a cross-cultural experience through mid-career change that brings this subtle truth forward in an abnormal frequency and abundance of aha moments. Being closer to these systems, sharing this through offering experiences to visitors and providing food for ourselves and others, all feel surprisingly special and significant. It even feels sacred. Our customers who know their food and we who produce it seem to share this significance. Our neighbor Roy said, "There have always been interesting people doing interesting things on Loop Road. But your farm is providing something that was missing. Your farm is helping us all knit our community together." We feel privileged. Come visit. Good luck with all you try.